During my time in London Business School MIM 2003 cohort, I co-founded MIM Prep, now one of the world's leading admission consultancies. In just over 2.5 years, we've guided more than 200 students into top business school across Europe and the US. We've helped over 45 candidates secure places at LBS, including successful application with GMAT as low as 565, which was the lowest GMAT of the 2024 cohort and the 2025 cohort. Last year alone, our clients represented 10% of LBS MIM class with over 30 successful admission. We also place students at Harvard MBA, Wharton, and Stanford with average GMAT score. I reviewed thousands of personal statements, and today I'm going to share with you my insight on what actually makes a personal statement stand out from the competition. Chapter 1, bigger picture. Of course, in this video, I'm going to talk about the personal statement in particular. But please keep in mind that the selection committee will review your file in one stretch. They will probably skim your CV, then read your personal statement diagonally, then open your recommendation letters, etc. In other words, your personal statement is the spine of your application. It needs to make sense with the other part of your application files. Please keep in mind that your application file functions as a whole and will be reviewed as a whole. So even if you have a stellar personal statement, if your CV or recommendation are lacking, then it's not going to be sufficient to make you stand out. Having said that, let's get into it. So, how do you actually write a stellar personal statement? I get this question probably 10 times a week, and I wish I could give you a formula that works every time. But the truth is, I would be lying if I say so. To keep it very simple, a good personal statement needs to answer 3 key questions. Why you? Why this program? And why now? Actually, writing a personal statement is a bit like an introspection exercise. Navi Ravikant says that if you want to escape competition, you need to do it through authenticity. The only escape from competition is to be irreplaceable, and the only way to be irreplaceable is to be authentically yourself. That's the only thing you've got over the rest of the world, and the only thing that I've got over the rest of the world is that I'm me. So double down on whatever it is that makes you you. Let me explain. A lot of students put the schools on a pedestal. They say things like, oh, it's my dream to get into this university, or get admission into HEC Master in Finance will be a privilege and an honor for me, etc. Don't think like this. Of course, it's a great opportunity to be studying in a top school. It's true. But think of it this way. Applying to business school is actually a bit like dating. See it like an exchange, a bridge. It goes from both sides, and both sides needs to match. Of course, the school is going to give you a lot, but you will also bring a lot to the table. If you say to a girl, oh, it will be my dream to take you on a date, it's a bit creepy, right? You need to showcase that you're confident in your ability to also bring things on the table. Don't forget that business schools are also trying to sell you a course, a very expensive course, and that without students, they can't function. The only thing they want to make sure is that if they admit you, you actually enhance the learning experience for your classmate. They want to know that your presence in the court will positively impact the students who will study alongside you and interact with you on a daily basis. So now, if we go back to Naval Ravikant, what is actually unique about you? What actually makes you different than others? A lot of students want to make a good impression, so they're going to say what they think the business school wants to hear, which is, oh, I want to do consulting because it's going to extend my exposure to senior management of very wide range of industry, and then increase my business acumen, then I will go on and focus on my own ventures. Or the other classic, I want to be an investment banker because it's going to be solidifying my financial technical knowledge before going to the buy side in a private equity firm or hedge fund. You need to understand that 80% of the students are going to sell the business school this exact same narrative. And if you have exactly the same narrative of 80% of other students, you're screwed. Of course, you can do consulting and you can do investment banking. There's nothing wrong about it. And actually, if you look at the stats, 40% of the LBS MIM cohort is going to do consulting, and 25% of them is going to do investment banking. That's true. But if you sell this narrative, please make sure to add your own authenticity and personal touch. Take a moment and really contemplate your life. Really try to understand why you, why this program, and why now? So let me share a success story that perfectly illustrates what I'm trying to say. So recently, we worked with a French student from a top 10 university in France. On paper, she had good credential, I would say average GMAT, but good GPA. And basically when she first came to us, her application draft was painfully generic. She was like, okay, I want to do consulting and then start my own business because I come from an entrepreneurial family. This is the kind of story that makes admission officers fall asleep. We need to dig way deeper. As we start working together, we discovered what made her unique. She was passionate about cooking, having spent, weekends experimenting with fusion cuisine and hosting dinner parties for her friends. At first, she was like, of course, I'm not going to talk about something as futile as cooking in my essays. Actually, she was totally wrong about it. I told her that she was wrong. And I told her that, of course you do. If we need to know this to understand who you are and what you want to do after business school, then of course you do, and you need to implement it in USA. She had completed an internship at one of France's largest restaurant chains, where she worked directly with operation and saw firsthand the challenges of scaling food business. Her family had been running restaurants for 2 generations, giving her unique insight into the industry's traditional aspect. So basically what we've done is that we crafted a narrative that brought all these elements together. I want to revolutionize food tech in Europe, combining my passion for gastronomy with business innovation. During my internship at French restaurant chain, I witnessed the immense challenge of scaling food businesses, from supply chain complexities to maintaining quality across location. Post-MIM, I leveraged consulting experience to deeply understand market penetration strategy before launching my own food tech venture that bridges traditional French cuisine with modern technology, etc. and etc. You get my point. This story worked because it transformed generic elements into something specific and believable. Instead of just seeing consulting to entrepreneurship, the classic path, we show why consulting in the food sector was a crucial stepping stone for her. And rather than merely mentioning a family business background, we connected to her personal passion and industry expertise. And that's what is unique about her. So here's a crucial insight that most candidates miss. Business school like LBS care far more about your authentic story than perfect scores. In fact, a GMAT study from a few years ago revealed something that I tell my students quite often. Candidates with a 650 GMAT score often receive more offers than those with 750. Of course, 750 are going to get more interviews, but 650 convert more, and as a result, there are more students with 650 in the program than students with 750. So that shows you actually what matters is your story and yourself. Why? Because top school already know the candidates are going to be very academically capable. If they want to fill the entire class and have a GMAT average of 750, they could, but it's not the point here. They're searching for future leaders who truly understand their purpose and can articulate why their specific journey requires this specific school at this specific time. Your personal statement should say, this is who I am, this is my mission, and here's why I need your school to achieve it. When you authentically connect your past experiences, current goals, and future vision, the admission committee can't easily dismiss your story. It's going to be very hard for them to tell you, okay, this guy is bluffing, or this guy, blah, blah, blah. Chapter 2, the hook. The most important part of a personal statement is probably the hook. At MIM Prep, our student manager will dedicate up to 50% of the time spent on the personal statement solely on the hook. Think about it like when you're scrolling through TikTok or Instagram. The selection committee is going through hundreds of personal statements every day. They're going to spend 6 to 7 seconds skimming each one, and not a second more. That's why your hook needs to be absolutely perfect. If your hook doesn't grab them instantly, they're not going to read the rest of your essay. It's as simple as that. Now, getting back to what we discussed about authenticity, every hook needs to be super personal and hence will be different. In my opinion, the best way for you to understand what makes a powerful hook is to actually look at some real example from past successful students. Disclaimer for client privacy, these essays have been anonymized and slightly modified, but they show you exactly what works, and I'm going to explain why, in my opinion. The first case study from an European expat in Shanghai who graduated from a target university in the UK, and she got into HSC MIM program and aimed to pursue a career in sustainable practices and ESG compliance at a top consulting firm such as an MBB. So I'm going to read it to you, and then we're going to discuss what I think about this one. 6 years in Shanghai transformed my perspective on environmental resilience. When industrial waste turned the Pearl River murky in 2013, I watched my mother, an environmental scientist, work with quantum authorities to assess community impact. Our daily ritual, checking air pollution levels and maintaining air purifiers in every room, became a sobering reminder of industrialization consequences. These first-hand experiences of environmental degradation shaped my unwavering commitment to sustainable development. So, you see what I'm talking about. No one else can do a hook like this. Just the person that brought the hook. You need authentic detail to be emotional and to be compelling. In my opinion, I think that this hook is a bit long, but it's very hard to skip. It's so far from the usual and boring, really excited about the opportunity to study at HEC Business School, blah, blah, blah. You see what I mean? You need to have authenticity. Really aim for this authenticity and really aim for this level of detail. Let's look at an overhook example. And this one is from a student from a top Saudi Arabia university with an average GMAT who got into Harvard MBA and will later pursue a career to become an impact real estate developer. This one is quite good as well. This one is going to be very different. Allah has blessed me through you. My burdens are finally lifted. Those were my grandmother's last words to me. Her eyes glistening with relief after I helped restructure the debt on her agricultural estate. This moment crystallized my purpose, using financial expertise to create sustainable housing solutions for underserved communities in the Middle East. So, why this hook works? So first, it opens with raw emotion and dialogue. The grandmother's word instantly create a personal connection. Within seconds, we understand this isn't just another finance application. It's a deeply human story. Second, it perfectly bridges the personal with the professional. So the hook moves seamlessly from a touching family moment to a clear professional vision. The agricultural estate restructuring demonstrates financial acumen, while the emotional impact reveals the deeper motivation. Third, it's culturally authentic. The reference to Allah and the focus on family naturally leads into the candidate's vision for community impact in the Middle East. This shows the candidate isn't just copying Western application template, but is actually rooted in his very own cultural context. Finally, it creates immediate stake. We understand both what the candidate can do, financial expertise, and why they do it, helping underserved communities. In just 3 sentences, we get a complete picture of both capability and purpose. That's why this one is gold. Chapter 3, the body and outro. Of course, you understood authenticity is key, and hence each person's statement is going to be very different. I think here it's very difficult to give you a generic framework once again. So what I want to do is to break down a very successful essay, the very same essay that this hook comes from. We're going to break it down together, and then I'm going to try to explain why I think this is a very good essay. I'm going to put it on the screen. I'm going to display it on the screen. Don't hesitate to press pause, 2-3 minutes to read it entirely, and then I'm going to explain why this personal essay, in my opinion, is very good. The narrative structure here is very strong. It starts with that powerful emotional hook about the grandmother, then move through the present and extend into a clear future vision. This isn't just good writing, it's basically a strategic storytelling. The essay demonstrates 3 layers of credibility. We see technical skill through the engineering background, financial acumen through negotiating that 900k lease, and strategic thinking through current consulting world. But here's what makes it very good. Every element connects. Look at how the story flows. It starts with the personal trigger of the grandmother's farm, leads to the first success of saving that farm, moves to the current consulting position, then to the short-term goal of project leaders, and culminates in the long-term vision of housing accessibility in the kingdom. The candidate here shows very good self-awareness by acknowledging a crucial market gap. While major cities are developing, rural areas are being left behind. This isn't just analysis, it's opportunity identification. And that's what business school wants you to have. Also, the career progression here makes complete sense. From engineering to consulting, then MBA, leading to housing development. Each step builds on the previous one, creating a logical pathway to its goal. Now, look at the Wharton specific section. It's not just name dropping, it's showing deep research and genuine connection. He identifies specific courses, professors, and clubs that align with his goals. To start the admission committee, I'm not just applying to any top school. I need Wharton specifically. Finally, notice how the essay maintains cultural authenticity throughout while speaking the language of global business. From the opening, Allah has blessed me to the focus on rural development in his region. It stays true to his root while demonstrating international business awareness. This is exactly what a top business school wants to see. Someone who can bridge different worlds, drive meaningful change, and has the skills, vision, and authenticity to actually make it happen. So there you have it. All the key insight into crafting a powerful personal statement. But remember, this is just one piece of your application puzzle. I'm going to shoot more videos breaking down every other aspect of your application, from crafting the perfect CV to securing strong recommendation letters to writing compelling leadership essays. Each element matters, and I will cover them all. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to check out those other videos. They're going to give you the same detailed breakdown for every part of your application. Good luck with your application, and remember to stay authentic. Tell your unique story and show them exactly who you are. Now that I think about it, you can also check out my Instagram account where through Reel, I can give you access to templates such as the one I showed you, or to, I would say, insider material for business school application or banks application. Just check my Instagram below and you can comment to any of my Reel to receive the template straight in your DMs. Hope this video helped you, and I see you in the next one. Take care.